Exploring modal verbs, must, have to, and need to. What's the difference? Hello language enthusiasts! Today we're taking a deep dive into the world of modal verbs. In particular, we'll be focusing on the verbs must, have to, and need to. These verbs are often used to express obligation, but they have some subtle differences that can sometimes cause confusion. Let's clarify these differences and master their usage. Must is a modal verb that we use to talk about an obligation that comes from the speaker. It often implies a strong personal feeling, and it can also be used to give or ask for a strong recommendation. Here's an example. You must try this cake. It's delicious. But when it comes to obligations or rules, especially in a formal context, must is used to talk about something that is very important to do. You must wear a helmet when you're cycling. Have to is another way to express obligation or necessity. However, unlike must, the obligation usually comes from an external source rather than the speaker's personal feelings or opinions. Have to often refers to rules, laws, or situational constraints. Here's an example. I have to go to the doctor today because I'm feeling unwell. Or when talking about rules. In this city, you have to recycle your glass and plastic. Need to is used to express necessity or obligation, just like must and have to, but it tends to be less strong. It is often used when we want to do something necessary for a specific goal or outcome. For example, I need to study hard to pass my English test. It indicates a requirement for achieving a certain goal, but it's often more about personal objectives or desires. Now that we've looked at must, have to, and need to individually, let's recap their key differences. Must is often used for personal, strong recommendations or obligations, as well as formal rules. Have to is usually for external obligations or rules, like laws or societal expectations. Need to is often used for personal necessities or obligations, usually linked to a specific goal or outcome. Keep these distinctions in mind, and you'll master these modal verbs in no time. That's all for today, folks. We've explored the modal verbs must, have to, and need to, and learned how to use them to express obligation. Remember, practice makes perfect, so try using these verbs in your daily English conversations. As always, keep learning and stay curious. We hope this video has been helpful, and we can't wait to see you in our next one.